Hi, I'm Jeremy Gates, Managing Director of Gaia Construction. Are you thinking of renovating and desperate to reduce energy costs and make your new home comfortable and healthy to live in? This was exactly what our clients at this home were grappling with when we met them just over a year ago. Now that we have just completed renovating their home, I thought it would be useful to show you 3 key things that we incorporated into the renovation to vastly improve energy efficiency and comfort. These are 3 straightforward improvements that can easily be incorporated into a renovation and will give you a significant return, not only in terms of energy costs and savings, but also give you a more comfortable home to live in. This is a typical Melbourne brick veneer home. It could have been built from the 1940s up to the early 2000s, with an extension built in the 1970s. It had single glazed windows, no ceiling or wall insulation, lots of gaps and no breathable building membrane. Our clients were cooking in summer and freezing in winter, and their heating bills were over $2,000 a quarter last winter. They had too many windows, drafts and gaps, no insulation, the trifecta of energy inefficiency. So what did we and our clients do to fix that? Number 1, we insulated the home. Insulation keeps in winter and, just as importantly, cooling in summer. Insulation is often overlooked by householders, perhaps because it can't be seen. It is not perceived as valuable. Insulation works by resisting the flow of heat, slowing down heat loss in winter and heat gains in summer. In winter, a well-insulated home will stay warm with far less energy input than an uninsulated house. You may not be able to see the insulation, but in most homes you can feel its presence or absence. It is vital that insulation is installed correctly. A 1 centimetre gap in the insulation in a wall or ceiling is like leaving a window or door open. To work properly, the insulation must have no gaps and not be squashed up. Insulation has different ratings according to the level of heat resistance. They are called the R ratings. In Melbourne, it's most cost effective to have R6 insulation in the ceilings and R4 insulation in the walls. Any more than that, and the extra cost outweighs the benefit that you'll receive in the terms of energy savings. In this home, we installed R6 earth wall bats in the ceilings and R2.5 bats in the walls. In renovations, it's not always economical to retrofit R4 in the walls because maybe the depths of the walls aren't deep enough. In this home, we could fit R2.5 earth wall bats and top that up with a Kingspan Permaseal, an insulated permeable membrane, to take it up to approximately R3.5. A building still needs to breathe and moisture needs to be able to get out. We do this by wrapping a pocket between each stud with a Kingspan Permaseal. This is a breathable membrane and also provides the extra R. This has the added bonus of keeping the insulation between the studs so it doesn't collapse in the future, and it does not come into contact with the brickwork, as this can lead to gaps in the insulation, moisture sitting in the insulation. If you have access to the inside of the floors during your renovation, it is worth insulating. There are lots of different systems, from polystyrene to multi-layered paper systems, and if installed correctly, they all work well. The access will usually determine which system you use. If you don't have access, as was the case here, it is not cost effective to remove the flooring to install the insulation, as the heat loss is only around about 10% through the floor. The cost of removing and relaying the floor far outweighs the benefits in terms of energy savings. Because you can't see whether the installation has been installed properly, we take photos of the installation before the plasterboard is put on and provide those photos to our clients. Also, we have an infrared camera that we use to check the insulation. This is very important because even if the installation was installed correctly at the beginning, with the different trades working in the home, insulation can easily be inadvertently moved, creating gaps. So we check the insulation with the infrared camera before final inspection. This is an image of our insulation check of this room. As you can see, there's a few hot spots in the roof where there were some gaps, which compromise the level of protection provided by the insulation. This meant that we could move the insulation and fill these gaps before handover, and the clients can rest assured that the insulation has provided maximum protection. You can see this in the infrared image of the same area at handover. Now that the home is airtight, we need to think very carefully about ventilation. It is very important that the moisture and warm air can escape from the home. If the moisture can't escape, this can lead to condensation mold growing in the walls and on the walls, and this can even rot the walls out and lead to sick house syndrome. To avoid this, we installed the permeable membrane, the Kingspan product, which will enable moisture to move out of the home. Also, we recommend that windows and doors are opened regularly to get a fresh air flowing through. In super airtight homes, for example passive houses, it is essential to have some sort of mechanical ventilation. Number 2, we reduced the window area and installed double glazing. From an energy efficiency point of view, windows and doors are always the weakest point of a building envelope. The Australian Window Association estimates that up to 40% of a home's heating energy can be lost through windows and up to 80% of its heat is gained through them. Double glazing and shading is a natural choice to attack this inefficiency problem. Single glazed windows with gaps around the outside are very inefficient, causing lots of loss of heat and cold, which equals higher energy bills. Firstly, in the 1970s extension to this home, there was an incredible amount of glazing, much more than was actually necessary. We reduced the total area size of glazing by 20 meters squared. As you can see, we're not short of light in this area. Secondly, the client specified UPVC double glazed windows and doors. UPVC are a great window as the frames don't act as a thermal bridge. This is a heat transfer through the frame which is surprisingly high. And you get all the benefits of double glazing and they are maintenance free. You can get a UPVC windows in a range of colours and looks. For example, this is a colour range from one of our UPVC suppliers. A further advantage is that UPVC windows usually have more opening options at the mid-range price level. For example, tilt and turn, which has been popular in Europe for many years. Thirdly, we filled all the gaps between the windows and the frames. This is extremely important. There is absolutely no point in having double glazed windows if air can leak out around the sides. We do this by installing expanding foam between the window and the studwork. Number 3, we maximise the use of the solar electricity. Heating and cooling are the biggest users of electricity in the home. The clients installed a 5 kilowatt solar power system before we commenced work, perfect for a family home. Looking to maximise the use of electricity generated by the solar systems, our clients opted to go off gas completely, so their heating and cooling is all electric and they have a heat pump for their water as well. For heating and cooling, we installed a ducted air conditioning system and a split. The split went in because they needed one temporarily. The ducting system is zoned. This is an easy way to reduce energy costs, as it means you are only heating and cooling the areas you are using. This system has 3 zones: bedrooms, kitchen, lounge. It is also important that the return air vent is at ground level, as we have done here, and not in the ceiling. Otherwise the warm air stays near the ceiling and the cold air stays near the floor, where you actually want the air to circulate and mix. Both these systems run off the solar system, so the cooling costs are very low in summer due to the long hours of daylight and lots of solar power and improved insulation. Heating costs will go down considerably in winter. Just by installing the solar panels and before any other of the building works were done, our client's electricity bill went down from $788 to $58 one quarter last summer. And then we're really looking forward to finding out what their winter bills will be going forward. Hot water is also a large user of energy, which equals dollars. Gone are the days when a gas or cost or electrical hot water system were the only way you can heat your water. There are several solar options now from heating your water, for example like excavated tube or panel solar hot water systems. However, as our clients are generating their own power, they decided to install a heat pump. With the lower feed-in tariffs in place these days, there is greater value in using your solar electricity on site rather than exporting it to the grid. Heat pumps are incredibly efficient, reducing year-round energy requirements for hot water by around 50% or more, depending on the climate, brand and model. They work by having fluids in them that freeze below 0 degrees, so even on a cold day, they can pull heat out the ambient air. You can set your heat pump so it comes on during the middle of the day, usually when the least amount of electricity is being used in the home and the solar power is producing the most power, so it is a double winner. In this home we installed a Bosch 3000 heat pump. The Bosch, like a lot of units, is an all-in-one unit. The Sandon is a 2-unit system with a separate tank and compressor. Heat pumps count as renewable systems, so are eligible for STC rebates from the Australian government. A nice $1,000 was saved off the purchase price here. In conclusion, these 3 simple upgrades: insulating your home properly, reducing and upgrading the windows and doors and making sure there's no gaps, and maximising the use of solar electricity will vastly improve our clients' enjoyment of their home. So what are the benefits? Healthy home, less colds and discomfort, lower energy bills, more comfortable and constant temperatures throughout your home, no drafts, efficient and consistent hot water, and a happy family. To get these benefits, your builder needs to be knowledgeable about energy efficiency and committed to doing these things properly. So before you select your builder, make sure that they have Energy Smart credentials and are appropriately qualified and experienced professional builders. If you are considering renovating the Bayside area of Melbourne, give us a call, or we'd be delighted to have a chat to you about options for improving the energy efficiency and comfort of your home. I'm an accredited green living builder and a certified passive house tradesman, and I'm passionate about building high quality, healthy and energy efficient homes that my clients will love living in for years to come. Call us now on 03 9989 0799 or check us out on our website gaiaconstruction.com.au.